Well, retirement, as we know, is a major life change, both emotionally and financially. If you're inching closer to that time in your life, you probably have a lot of questions. So here to help answer some of those today, Ohio's retirement coach Greg Taylor, president of Legacy Retirement Group. Good to see you, Greg.
Good to be back.
All right, we're going to start with a question for somebody who has a net worth in excess of $1 million.
Okay.
So they got a little bit of money here. Does it make sense for me, they say, to consider mutual funds?
Well, it's kind of interesting. If you saved $1 million now, you don't necessarily have to be in the retail world. You can be more in the wholesale world. I think mutual funds make more sense for people that are in their 20s and 30s and are just getting started and they need a way to set aside some money for the future. But using more of a stock-based or tactically managed portfolio probably makes a little more sense once you saved $1 million. You want to make sure that you have all the worlds of money. You've got enough liquidity in the bank and whatnot for emergencies.
Right.
Some guarantees for lifetime income if you're looking to retire and draw income, and then long-term growth through a real tactical approach using a fee-based approach, not a commission-driven type approach. I think once you've saved $1 million, you're kind of in a place where you don't necessarily have to be in mutual funds.
Okay, you need to be smart about each phase of your life and what you're doing, because that's how you end up not being worried.
That's right. That's right.
Okay, Greg, number 2. Can I claim my spousal Social Security benefit while waiting for my own benefit to grow?
Now, something happened about a year ago with the Budget Act there, and they changed some things with Social Security. Used to be you could claim it prior to full retirement age and do that. And now you have to wait till your full retirement age, whether that's 66 or whether it's 66 and a half or 67, depending on your age right now.
Okay.
So at full retirement age, you can claim off your spouse and then let yours ride to age 70. Or if you were 62 last year when that took place, then that can also, that's kind of your get out of jail free card, so to speak.
Okay,
you can do that.
Yeah. Kind of cut. Okay. You can do that. All right, Greg. Number 3. I have reached my employer's 401k match. Now what do I do?
Good question. By the way, everybody should be taking advantage of that 401k match.
You say it always, free money. Why say no to that? Yeah.
Money, but beyond that, typically in our 401ks, we're not getting a lot of help.
Right.
So beyond that, now you can contribute more to the company 401k than you can, say other programs. So whether it be a traditional IRA or other things like that. But here's a key. Be looking also at whether or not you can contribute to the Roth 401k if your employer has one. So maybe you've met your match, you can contribute the max, put it into a Roth, or go outside of that into an individual brokerage account or individual retirement account and contribute there where you can have more control.
Right. You got me looking into the Roth. I didn't know until you came on that was available, an option, because you're not always told about those things. You kind of have to look into them yourself.
Right.
So that's an important thing to look at. Okay. How do I know if my retirement portfolio will be able to keep up with inflation?
Well, this is always a big concern for people, making sure you've saved enough, making sure you don't run out of money, but then also making sure that you can maintain your standard of living if you do live 20 or 30 years. And one of the ways to do that is have your portfolio tested against an inflation-adjusted return. And people are kind of shocked to see how that can work sometimes. We use a program called InStream in our practice where we actually test it against inflation, and it kind of gives us an idea, like sometimes it'll be a 52% possibility of it succeeding through inflation. Sometimes it'll be 79%, and sometimes even 100%, depending on how much income people need to draw out. So have that tested to see exactly whether or not you're on track to make it last throughout your retirement with inflation.
Okay, that's important.
Yes.
All right, Greg, if people are sitting out there watching and they're thinking, I got a 401k, I've got mutual funds, I've got these questions I need answered, they can email, right?
Yes, and I hope everyone will. Email those questions, and we'll be glad to answer those either via email or here on the show. Okay,
the email for that is questions@ohiosretirementcoach.com. All right, Greg's not going away. If a loved one went to the doctor and got a serious diagnosis, wouldn't you want them to get a second opinion? Why wouldn't you do the same when it came to your finances? We're back after the break.